teacher punishments that went too far. Number 1, eating lunch off the floor.
No one likes to eat from a dirty surface, right?
No.
But then, what happens when you are forced to do so against your will? That was what happened to some of the students from the Charles Sumner Elementary School in New
Child elementary school? In the cafeteria, the child has to eat from the floor or what?
Jersey. Apparently in 2009, 5th graders at the school were forced to eat their lunch off the floor as punishment for a student spilling a jug of water while refilling a cooler. In the subsequent lawsuit,
Okay, this is not cool, but to force the child to eat from the floor, I hope the food didn't lay on the ground. I hope the kid had a plate or something like that, but this punishment is really hard.
the school's vice principal denied the story, claiming the real reason was a lack of seats, which seems a bit odd considering the students weren't even allowed to use trays, instead being given only a small piece of paper to separate their lunch from the disgusting cafeteria floor. School officials
Okay, question answered.
even threatened the children that they would be forced to stay there even longer if they told anyone about their punishments. The lawsuit
This is illegal, come on.
grew even more controversial when it was discovered that the students singled out by the African American and Caucasian teachers were all of Hispanic descent. The bizarre punishment continued for 10 days and included students that were absent the day that the water was spilled. In the end, 7 of the students affected split a $500,000 settlement.
Yeah, but I think this is a nice settlement, yeah? The next one is chopping off hair. Guys, in general, I hope you're doing great today. Welcome to this video. My name is Mats, and we are the Hey Squad. And if you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe now. This is our little hedgehog friend here, and he's sitting at the Christmas tree, guys. Yeah, I've decorated the room a little bit. And yes, we go on chopping off hair.
One morning, Lamaya Cameron sat in class minding her own business and playing with the beads in her newly braided hair. Then, after persuading the 7-year-old to come to her desk with candy, her teacher proceeded to grab a pair of scissors and chopped a braid off. Lamaya claims that playing with her hair wasn't disruptive to others, though her teacher, whose name wasn't released, clearly
Disruptive? She just played with her hair. This is not a big mistake. She just was like rolling in her hair, and the teacher just chopped it off.
disagreed. The incident happened in front of the whole class, who began laughing as Lamaya went back to her desk, crying and embarrassed. The teacher has apologized for the incident, claiming she did it out of frustration. She was fined $175 for her bizarre act.
Okay, this is not much. $175 for that. She lost what? She lost hair.
But hasn't been allowed to keep teaching.
Okay. She was frustrated, she was in a bad mood, I guess. And then it escalated, yeah. She exploded, and then she was okay. I have to chop off her hair, but this is not okay. It doesn't matter how angry you are, how frustrated you are. You have to control yourself, okay? Especially when you teach little kids, when you're a teacher.
Number 8. Fake prom setup. In an unbelievably petty act of revenge, a Mississippi school district held a fake prom for a lesbian student after she sued them for not allowing her to wear a tuxedo and bring her girlfriend to the event. Constance McMillan and her girlfriend were initially told that they had caused their school prom to be cancelled after asking to go as a couple. Outraged by the school's bizarrely over-the-top response to her simple request, McMillan proceeded to sue the district for discrimination. After a court heard that she was legally allowed to attend, the school informed her that she would be invited to the replacement prom already arranged by her classmates' parents. Little did she know that the school had no intention of inviting her to the actual prom, instead hosting a fake event for her, her girlfriend, and 5 students with mental disabilities.
Come on.
It was only when McMillan showed up at a country club with her date that she realised she had been set up as a punishment. As she attended her prom with 6 other students, everyone else was attending the actual event just down the road. The school district was forced to pay McMillan $35,000 for the bizarre humiliation they...
In the USA, you just have to pay when you did something, right?
put her through. But while the settlement was helpful, it couldn't repair the trauma of being
This is a hard
set
story.
up by the school administrators and her classmates.
Where's the problem for the school? I don't see it.
Number 7. The Monster Closet.
The next one is the Monster Closet.
A teacher in Houston is under fire after locking several of her students in a pitch-black custodial closet known as the Monster Closet. After the class read a story about a monster that hid in closets, the pre-K teacher thought it would be good punishment for 4-year-old Kellen Chaney. As his classmates began laughing at his punishment, the teacher also proceeded to stuff 3 other children alongside Chaney in the
The teacher just forced a 4-year-old child to stay in a closet, in the monster closet. You're traumatized when you're like 4 years old. When I was 4 years old, every night before I got to sleep, I just looked into my closet if there is a monster in it. I was very afraid of darkness. So it's very traumatizing for a 4 years old. Come on.
cramped dark closet. Chaney himself was so frightened by the incident, he ended up vomiting.
Oh, he vomited. Oh, poor guy.
A similar instance of children being locked in pitch-black rooms as punishment has also been reported in Idaho. A teacher at Washington Elementary School
In the elementary school, okay.
allegedly locked 5-year-old Tanner Cagle in a small dark closet for over an hour and eventually
Come on, for over an hour.
forgot about him altogether.
He cried in there. When I was in elementary school, I sometimes had to call my mom because I missed my mom. I was crying at school because I missed my mom. Yeah, I'm in the first or in the second grade. I missed my mom, and then I had to call her. Yeah, I got picked up a few times. You know, yeah, because I don't know. I was a very emotional kid, okay?
Before leaving for home. After becoming worried when he didn't return home from class, his parents went to the school themselves where they found their son locked in a closet, having urinated on himself.
Imagine to find your son, your blood, into a closet the teacher put in. Come on, I hope the teacher lost his job,
Through
yeah?
fear. Number 6. The therapy bag.
The next one is the therapy bag.
What comes to mind looking at the title, The Therapy Bag? Well, it may seem like another form of New Age relaxation technique, but do you know that this is actually a small duffel bag that a Kentucky schoolteacher used to stuff a 9-year-old autistic boy into as
in a bag. Okay, closet was hard. Now, teachers have bags to put students in. And we are half of the video. This is too much, guys. Come on.
punishment. 3rd grader Christopher Baker was forced with this humiliating punishment for not doing his homework.
For not doing his homework. Okay, then I had to stay in a bag for like once a week because I forgot my homework once a week.
While school officials claim he was in there for no more than 20 minutes, the boy was still tied up in the bag when his mum arrived at the school. She was outraged to walk up and see her son calling out for her as he tried to wiggle his way.
Come on! The teacher can get in prison with that action, or minimum lost his job.
Way out of the bag. The teacher involved has since been fired, and the extremely bizarre
Okay, has been fired, okay?
punishment prompted a storm of outrage from the local community.
Okay, the next one is kneeling on frozen peas.
Recently, a picture surfaced from the internet
Oh, that hurt!
and quickly went viral. At first glance, it seems like 2 fingers with some sort of odd disease, but on closer examination,
It's not a disease. The student just sat on frozen peas.
it's actually the legs of an Asian schoolgirl who was forced to kneel on frozen peas for a long period of time.
Ah, that hurt after time.
This punishment seems to be growing in popularity, and more schools, especially in Asia, are using kneeling to deal with disobedient pupils. Students have been forced to kneel with their hands raised for hours and their legs resting on frozen.
Is it legal in Asia to have like punishments on students? Because, you know, guys, I live in Germany, and in Germany it's illegal, yeah? Doing punishments on students, on kids. Of course it's illegal. We are living in 2023.
Frozen peas, corn, or rice. A girl in China was even expelled for taking pictures of the harsh punishment and posting them on the internet. While you may think
No, that was good. To make it public, what happens there.
that's bad, even worse are the reports of a small child being forced to kneel on things like baking hot concrete and the cheese grater by their parents. In Florida, Albert and Nancy Cusson took the punishment to the next level by making their grandson kneel for 9 hours straight, 10 days in a row.
9 hours, 10 days. This is like a full-time job. This is more than a full-time job.
While some forms of kneeling punishment may be legal, there's a fine line separating it from shockingly cruel and unusual treatment. Number 4. The Cone of Shame.
The next one is the Cone of Shame.
As we have seen, bizarre school-related punishments are apparently very popular in Florida, and the Cone of Shame that students were forced to
No way. This is like a cone from dogs. Dogs usually wearing.
wear in one teacher's classroom is no different. After watching the movie Up with her freshman science students, Laurie Bailey Cutcomp brought in her own Cone of Shame to put on the students as punishments.
But dogs are wearing that cone because that they don't lick themselves, or maybe, or sometimes I guess, that they don't bite other dogs or humans or something like that. But to put it on a kid, to put it on a child, why? It just looks hilarious, it just looks stupid, but I don't think that the kid wants to lick himself or to bite other kids or something like that. So it's just... It just looks stupid.
The cone consisted of a plastic dog collar that Bailey Cutcomp obtained from her previous job as a vet, where it was used to stop pets from disturbing their wounds, while she claimed
Yeah, that they don't lick their wounds.
that it was just a joke and she never intended to truly embarrass her students. The school board definitely weren't amused, especially after those wearing the collar had their pictures taken and uploaded to Facebook by other students.
Okay, this is good.
The use of the cone lessened after criticism began rolling in, and Bailey Cutcomp was quickly put on unpaid suspension with the possibility of losing her job.
Of course, okay, this is good.
3. Writing on the face.
Okay, the next one is writing on the face. Okay, that sounds hard.
Learning how to read is a difficult and frustrating process, even without the threat of your teacher allowing other students to draw in your face with permanent marker.
Okay, you can't read. Okay, every student in this room is allowed to draw on his face, to write in his face what you want, okay?
Summer
Anything.
Larson, a 4th grade teacher in Idaho,
4th grade, come on. Sometimes students are good at reading, sometimes they need a little bit longer, but what is that punishment?
chose just that as a bizarre form.
This is very much pressure for the kid. Imagine you cannot read that fast as other kids, and the other kids are just allowed to write on your face. It doesn't make you better in reading. This is just hard pressure. This kid will stay at home in the future.
Of punishment for students not meeting their accelerated reading goal. Those that did not meet the target faced two choices: not going to recess or allowing their classmates to write on their faces.
Yeah, with adding waterproofed. Waterproof pencils.
Students opted for the latter. Parents were definitely not amused that their kids were coming home looking like a colouring book.
Of course, and it's very difficult to get it off.
And quickly took action against the school. While the students did have a choice in the matter.
Yeah, he barely looks like Darth Maul, yeah?
The punishment was seen as bizarre and quite harsh to those in the class that weren't the strongest readers.
Come on! Okay, the next one is the cop attack.
Class. Even if this particular student didn't listen to her teacher, the consequences escalated quickly in South Carolina when a school resource officer was sent in to discipline her. The 16-year-old student wasn't listening to the officer either. The cop drastically threw the girl from her seat and even tossed her.
Was it a real video? Have you seen this girl's side eye? She's like, what is the cop doing there?
Across the room. It doesn't seem like the best solution for something as minor as having a cell
Is it the original video?
phone out in class.
Because she uses her phone and she didn't hear on the cop? Okay, and the last punishment is holding hands while being laughed at. Okay, to embarrass the student by purpose, okay?
Usually when two students get into a fight at the school, they face suspension or possibly expulsion.
Okay.
However, at Westwood School in Mesa, Arizona, two students...
But for some students, it isn't a punishment. When I was young, I remembered when there were like kids suspended from school, they were happy about it. They were glad about it. Okay, we don't have to go to school tomorrow. This is nice. We have free time. So I guess this school thinks the same way. So they decided to make like other punishments to embarrass them in public, okay?
Students who got into a brawl were faced with an ultimatum. They were given two options, either accept a suspension or sit in the courtyard holding hands with each other for...
Okay, but they can accept the suspension. But to holding hands in the courtyard and everybody is around them and is laughing at, this is hard.
15 minutes.
For 15 minutes.
Students quickly agreed to hold hands, but little did they know their punishment would go viral. Other students pointed, laughed, and took pictures and videos as the two fighters tried to hide their faces.
They're like doing this.
The student
with your biggest opponent, okay? You have argued like 10 minutes ago.
Also made lewd comments about the kids' sexual orientation and called them embarrassing names. While some local parents apparently supported Principal Tim Richards' bizarre punishment.
But did the school support, like, the bullying? Because, okay, the embarrassment in the public is one thing, but the other thing is, like, they get bullied on the internet with, like, photos and that stuff on social media and the internet. I'm very curious if the school tolerate this, yeah?
Punishment, it was strongly frowned upon by the Mesa School District. Both students were thoroughly embarrassed by the ordeal, and students continued teasing them far beyond the 15 minutes during the lunch break that they sat there. Although they said they have learned their lesson and don't plan ever fighting again in school. And that's it on our...
Okay, this is all for today with the hardest school punishment from teachers to kids. I hope Little Hedgehog enjoyed the video as well. Write your opinions in the comments, which punishments went too far and which were okay in your opinion. Write it in the comments, and of course I'm very happy of every support. Leave a like and of course leave a subscription if you're not already in the Hey Squad. And yeah, thanks for watching. Here you can subscribe my videos. Sorry guys, I'm a little bit ill. I have a little cold. But yeah, here you can subscribe my channel. Here you can see 2 other videos, guys. Subscribe my channel. Would be very glad about that. Thanks for watching and see you tomorrow in the next video. Bye bye.